Yo, 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 beautiful people of the internet. How are y'all doing today? If y'all can hear me loud and clear, let's put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Let me know. What is up, y'all? Welcome in, welcome in. Happy to see y'all. Let's go ahead and head over to our SPY chart here. About to go ahead and get started. Let's do, put this there. There we go. Yo, what up, guys? What up? Also, for you YouTube folks in here, let me know who you are on the Discord. Let me know who you are on the Discord. It looks like our bit rate is really low, though. Oh, no, you can make it at 1080p. I think we're good. I think we are good to go. Yeah, we're definitely good. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, mama. There we go, Oakley. There we go. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started up in here. Hope y'all are having a good day. I know this was a not a lot of people are really available on the Sunday night streams, but we're going to go ahead and get this thing started the right way. So today, the goal is I'm going to be going over two things. So I want to go over my game plan for the week, which is going to show you some levels on SPY, some levels on NQ, QQQ, ES, kind of go over those names. Maybe take a look at a few other names like Coinbase, MSTR, Nvidia, and then we're going to head over to the prop firm space, answer some questions about prop firms, kind of give you guys a little bit of details about how they work, and we're going to go from there. Put a 1 in the chat if you are excited and ready to get started. I'm going to do one more thing here. All right, I had to put it back in the Discord one more time. Let's do this thing. All right, we're going to unpin my messages starting in 2 minutes. During this stream as well, I want you guys to understand that things could change overnight. I mean, the market could, we could see a big dump overnight. We could see a big move overnight to the upside. It just depends. But right now, I'm just going off of the levels that I can see at the moment we are trading at right now. So actually, NQ and ES are both looking pretty bearish here for the Asia session right now. We can see that we actually have a little bit of a downtrend getting formed here. But I want to look at a few different things here. So one of them being ES's 24-hour time frame. Guys, this is not a bullish candle here. So you guys can see that we made this candle high here on the let me turn this music off. Actually, I didn't realize it was still playing. So we realized that we made this candle high here, showing a pretty bullish setup. I mean, if we go to the replay mode here and we just, start off here, you can see this is a pretty upside looking setup. A lot of people would say, yeah, we're definitely going higher here. We have good volume as well. Not as high as it was here, but still good volume overall. But let's take a look at this next candle that forms. It's pretty ugly. We failed to go higher. We actually didn't even get to sweep that high. Makes me wonder if they'll try to sweep that high one more time at least. But we didn't sweep that high, but we did sweep these highs here. So that is something you could look at for downside if you are bearish. I was telling you guys last week that obviously I'm still bullish on the market, but I would love to see some type of pullback eventually. I don't know how long it'll take, but down to this little downtrend level here, somewhere in this 67, 60 range on the S&P, on ES, whatever you want to call it. That being said, I am not looking to go long until we get back in this point of demand here. Because if we go on our little square, let's do the square tool, rectangle tool, we can see that we actually have a lot of resistance here previously that we ended up pushing through. So if you take a look at the highs we made in both of these days here, both of these days we had a high there. Then this day we came back up and retested that high and failed again. And then we see that now that we got a reversal to the upside, we did take out that high and continue higher. Now, for me, this is going to be a pretty nice point of confluence. I think once we get back to that level on ES, which is about 67.76, that's going to be a very large level for us to make a decision. Now, if we look at the next daily candle or the next candle that's already formed, we can see we're already starting to see downside here. Let's get out of the replay mode. Yeah, you can see we're already starting the week off with downside. I don't really have I guess you could say a prediction for, we're going to go up, we're going to go down. I'm just giving you guys the zones to look for. If we look at SPY, which is basically the same thing as ES, right? SPY actually has this 680 level that is very, very important. I would say between 680 and 675, we have a lot of support to try and form. If we don't form that support, we are going to go much lower. Now, if we end up losing 675 this week, if we see us lose 675 on the weekly or even the daily time frame, I do believe that SPY will come back down to these lows here and test around 664. This is where I'd be looking to go long if that was the case. It maybe look to go long. It just depends on how we see us react at this level. I'd rather go long up here off of this initial retest, which would be, the 675 level to 677 level. But obviously, SPY might see a push below it first before heading higher. So I'm just looking at all these levels as a confluence to what I'm going to be trading. We also have, if you guys like, fair value gaps. They also have a daily fair value gap here, 24-hour fair value gap between 670 and 675. So honestly, I would say this. If we lose 680, I would look for 670 to 675, and that would be my level to look for a bounce. So if we lose 680 on SPY, which we already are losing it overnight, but if we end up losing it completely overnight, if we end up losing it when we wake up in the morning, we're going to say that I will want to see this level on SPY at, this level on SPY at, why am I still in the freaking drawing? Okay, there we go. This level on SPY between 670 and 675 to get pushed into before seeing higher from there. So this is what I'd be looking for on SPY. I will say, though, this is not a bullish candle. The volume isn't that bearish. It's pretty low volume still. And as you can see here, previous times when we had this low, we finally got these high volume spikes like we did here. Even though there were bearish candles, we still saw upside from there. This moment, though, we're not really seeing that much volume coming in. So I think I want to see a little lower and wait for a bigger volume spike to tell us a story before it happens. That is what I am looking for overall. Someone asked, which cloud indicator is this on TradingView? This is the Oasis indicator. So if you go over to the Discord, which is the link is in the description, it's discord.gg/oasisalerts, or you just go over here to www.oasistradinggroup.com. I'll put it in the chat real quick as well. If you go to this website here, you can actually go to oasistradinggroup.com, sign up for your starter kit, and you can get access to the indicator if you purchase the $99 a month or the $149 a month rank on the membership tab on the Oasis Trading Group. You also got videos of me interviewing students down here. If you think that we're not legit, you got a lot of cool stuff down here. We did great with the website. So that actually scared the hell out of me. Did y'all hear that? That was terrifying. That just played so loud on my screen, but you get the point. Yeah, so SPY is what we're looking like. Let's look at Qs now. Qs is something similar too. Originally, I was looking for upside on Qs on Friday, but we never got that move that I wanted to see for higher. So it was looking pretty bearish, but Qs is doing that same thing that SPY is doing that I want to see how it react. If you guys take a look, QQQ has this level just like SPY. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resistances basically here in this one range between, let's just say 606 to about 612. And actually, we're already probably trading in that after hours right now, or I say after hours, in Asian market. So yeah, that gap you marked, the bodies don't overlap. So you put the FEG all the way down to the open of the third candle, not the wick. Let me see what you're talking about. Let me see what you're talking about real quick. It doesn't overlap the body completely, but it's still an imbalance in the market. I don't think the candle wick being above the candle or not is still going to be an imbalance in the market where orders couldn't get filled. So it's still necessarily, or still like, I guess you could say an imbalance. Maybe if you say fair value gap's not the same thing, I guess whatever it is, but I don't trade ICT. I call it an imbalance in the market. When I see a gap like this right here, that means orders are not getting filled in that area. I want price to come back down so orders can get filled and see how we react there. Back to what I was saying, though, QQQ. I do think that we could see some type of reaction here at about 610. But I will say if we inverse this resistance here, previous resistance, if we inverse it, I will look lower. I will look for lower there. If we do see a push below this resistance here, now it would be support if we, can obviously base above it. But as of right now, we're seeing a lot of consolidation followed by a dump here. So I will say, this could be accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So I am looking for that. Overall, I'm still looking for higher in the market, but I want to see a bounce in this level here. I'm staying away from longs, and I'm going to flip short down to the bottom of this trend line here. So here's a better way to say it to make it a little easier for you guys. Because you guys know I don't just sit here. I'm not going to sit here and just tell you guys, yep, I'm long or yep, I'm short. No, there has to be reactions at these levels, right? And I will tell you right now, the reaction that I'm looking for is the way we react between 607 and 612. If we can see QQQ base above 607 to 612, I will look for higher on QQQ. If QQQ wants to inverse this previous supply zone, now trying to be demand and make it back into supply, I will then short this below 607 down to about 590-ish on the dot. Depends on, how fast we move, but about, 590, 592 on QQQ if I was playing the NASDAQ to the downside. So pretty easy levels there. Now, we went over SPY, went over QQQ. Overall, I know that this is a pretty ugly move, but I am bullish if we can bounce at the levels that I'm telling you guys. Now, again, I'm not just going to wake up tomorrow morning and go long, right? Like the data might tell us that we are bearish and we might have to flip that way. But I'm just giving you guys levels for a bounce for tomorrow to see, or even Tuesday to see if we can bounce from that range. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla's intriguing to me. If we take a look, I built this call wall at 458 and we swept it on Friday. So now I would say if we get back above 458, let's just say 459 here. 459, I'll move it up to 459. If we get back above 459, I would be wanting to see higher on Tesla. Tesla's 459 level is pretty important to me. We have a lot of supply up here, so trying to trade it before the breakout actually happens is a little risky. We do have supply up here, so even if we see a move from 459 to 478, it's still a pretty nice move. Now, for downside, if Tesla loses 435, things are going to get a little gross here. 435 is an important level for Tesla to the downside. If we break 435, I would look for this wick high here. Let's see, it's going to be 427.61, so about a $8 move-ish, about an $8 move from that 435.30 level to the downside, while upside call walls above 459. If we break 459, I think we're going to go see that high get taken out at 480. So we can just call it 479 to be a little better about it. But 479, very, very important. Also on Friday, we had a lot of GEX levels on SPY at 680 and 681 and 682. Seeing those negative GEX levels at 681, 682, and 680 is making me think that we could see a bounce down here. I know that like overnight it's not looking too good. It's looking kind of weak overnight, but I would not be surprised if we bounce at this 680 level, guys. This is our original support. If we break through 680, we're going to go see 670 to 675, and that's my initial. That is my big demand zone. If we lose 670 to 675 on SPY, then I think we're definitely going to be heading lower. I would say my price target below that would be these equal lows here at about 655, maybe even lower to 650 if we're looking at SPY's downside. Someone said like the sweatshirt. Let's go. Got to rep the boys today. A lot of people don't like the boys, but we got to rep them today. But yeah, cool stuff. That's Tesla, SPY, QQQ. Let's look at AMD. AMD is doing something that is not bullish at all. And that is going to be you guys can see that we have like a little head and shoulders pattern here. Not that pretty, but now we're getting a breakout below that with a pretty large displacement. Now we retested here. It took us think about it. When we see one candle, guys, from 235 to 206, this is a good learning lesson for y'all right here. When you see displacement happen through lows, which when I say displacement, I'm talking about a large move that breaks the lows or breaks the highs, and now you see price starting to come back up after that displacement, and it's only retracing, maybe half the move, a fourth of the move, maybe even 75% of the move, but can't claim to make a higher high above that displacement level here at on November 20th. If we can get back above 237 on AMD, this is going to be a fake out. We're going to see higher. Now, if we don't get that, we are going to continue lower here off of this resistance at 225 and see it lower from there. 1 second. Hey, Dad, I'm in a quick live stream real quick. I'll call you after. All right. Sounds good. All right, bye. Sorry, guys. It's my Pops. Pops is calling me. He was just letting me know what time to be at his house tonight watching the game. So, cool stuff. But yeah. Anyways, this is looking pretty bearish on AMD. Not for long term though. I think that AMD, if we do continue below this displacement level, I think we could just come down here and retrace these this large move to the upside and look for a bounce there. But AMD looks like a good level to buy at about 180. 180 to 185 is a good level for AMD on a buy, in my opinion. I think that would be great. If we can get that level there, then I would want to see higher. But right now, I'm not looking for anything for upside on AMD. I'm actually going to sit back and wait patiently, maybe even trade downside on it on the way there, until we see some better movement on AMD. Nvidia also saw a huge move up happen, not Friday, but one of the days this week. I think let's see, it was Monday. Large move up on Monday, but you guys can see we failed again. We failed that move again. So, that being said, until Nvidia can reclaim this downtrend here, and you guys will see it right now, this is like textbook downtrend. Until Nvidia can claim this downtrend back to the upside, I am not looking for higher. Nvidia's got to get back above this high here, break the downtrend, get above that high, maybe see some retracement back down low, and then head higher from there if it wants to see upside. Now, where's my downside levels at on Nvidia? Nvidia downside levels, until we can break that, are going to be between 164 and 169, 170. So you have like a $6 range there that you could still play to the downside with another $6 down from where we're at right now. If you want to take those downside levels on Nvidia, if Nvidia ends up, I think Nvidia is going to sweep that 165 level and then head higher from there. So probably something like this. That's what I would look for if you are on the bullish side of things. Now, again, we don't predict, we react. So if we do end up breaking this and we see something like, let's go back actually so I can do that. Let's say we see something like this, displacement below, then retracement lower, that would be concerning for downside, and I would probably target these previous all-time highs at about 150 to 155 on Nvidia. Now, some of you guys might say, well, Champ, how do we know if it's displacement or not through these lows? Well, take a look. If we just go here, let's remove these drawings real quick. Two things are going to happen here, and it's no shit two things are going to happen, right? We're either going to get a sweep of these lows and continue higher, or we're going to displace below and then retrace lower. What's the difference? A sweep is something small little break below, get people into shorts, and they stop us out, continue higher from there. If we see a huge candle go below this low, a displacement candle, then we look for that short retracement back into the range, because guess what? It would be bullish if we saw a huge candle down and the next candle's back into the range. But when you see huge candle down and then slow consolidation back into that candle, that retracement, then you want to look for lower. It's just like AMD did the same thing. AMD saw this huge displacement candle here and then chopped back into the range, lower from there. It's textbook setups, guys. Textbook. And honestly, it's kind of hard to play longs in the market right now because these tech stocks are bringing us down a little bit. So we got to be careful. All right. We went over SPY, we went over QQQ, we went over AMD and Nvidia and Tesla. Let's go over coin. I've been in a coin swing trade for a while, okay, for like 2 weeks now, and people are a little upset because we're down on the money, but it is what it is. Hear me out, okay? Look where we're bouncing on coin. Just give it some time. I think coin is about to see a bounce here, a pretty nice bounce off of these lows. Every time we've reclaimed this, I think this is the 100. Yeah, the 100 EMA, the 124-hour weekly EMA, we see higher from there. So why would I fix something that's not broke, right? Even here, there's another one. Another one there. So I think that coin can still see higher. Unless we get a move like this that might stop us out of our position before we can get that option trade to play out. But you see the point. I want to see higher from here. If we can break above 280 on the dot, 280 is my psychological level for upside on coin. I then believe that we can see higher from there on the ticker coin. And I think also that let's go look at Bitcoin while we're sitting here looking at this. It's funny, I actually drew this out on Bitcoin like right when it broke that downtrend. And now Bitcoin's retesting its 100 weekly moving average as well. It's pretty interesting here. The monthly EMA cloud. I mean, look at this. There's so many signs for Bitcoin to bounce here. I don't know, guys. It's looking pretty good. I'm not going to try to jinx it. I'm not going to sit here and say we're for sure going up, because if you take a look at the smaller time frames, we can see bear flag here after displacement. So until we can get back above even the 100K, I would say 100K is probably our biggest psychological level when to get back above. If we can clear 100K again, then I would be looking for longs on a lot of names that are related to Bitcoin and crypto in general. Very, very good levels for that. All right, let's talk about funded accounts. We went over our watch list. We went over a lot of that. Let's talk about funded accounts. So right now, my favorite funded account to use on the market is lucidtrading.com. If you go to lucidtrading.com and use my code, you actually get a pretty nice discount on the different accounts. So let's kind of go over these accounts and how they work. So Lucid Pro accounts are not bad. The only thing I don't like about them is if you go to funded rules here, you guys can see that there is a consistency of 40%. It's actually a pretty good consistency rule. I didn't know they must have raised it to 40 from 35. So these are actually pretty good accounts. You can get all the way up to $150,000 in funding. Now, these are pro accounts. They're evaluation accounts. And the only difference between these and the Flex is these have a daily loss limit. Lucid Flex does not. These have a, what do you call it? Why can't I speak? These are pass in 1 day. Lucid Flex is, you have to do at least 2 days to pass. Lucid Pro has consistency on funded. Lucid Flex has no consistency on funded. You guys can see. No consistency, no DLL, same max loss limit, same max size. I believe the minimum days of profit are the same too. Yeah, 5 of $100. This is going to be 5 of $150. So it's actually a little different, but you guys get the point. Only an extra $50 per day. We're also, again, on the Lucid Flex account, your consistency, it's saying consistency is 50%, but that is going to be on the combine. When it comes to the funded rules, it's actually no consistency at all on the actual funded account. So you can't pass in 1 day because you do have that 50% consistency on the evaluation accounts. But if you want to pass in 1 day, you can go buy a pro account right now and pass in 1 day. There's another difference here. If we go to select platform, you guys can see on the Lucid Pros, you can choose the Project X feed, right? But that's going to be going away in February. No one's going to have access to that anymore, from what I've heard. On the Lucid Flex accounts, you can only use the CQG data feed or the Rhythmic data feed. I use the CQG data feed for the Trader Fate prop firm, and I link it to my TradingView account from there. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in chat. I'll definitely answer them about these accounts. But I do prefer TradingView, and I actually made a YouTube video. A lot of you guys don't want to watch the YouTube video because y'all are a lot of y'all don't like the amount of time it takes. But I made a 10-minute video that shows you exactly how to connect Tradeovate to TradingView. If you take a look, it's only 10 minutes long. It tells you exactly how to purchase the funded account and connect it to TradingView from there. It's so easy. And again, if you are using these accounts, you can go on here and use code CHAMP. You can get almost half off, as you can see. It goes from $225 to $157, $130 to $78, and then $100 to $60 per account. Now, these accounts I'm a fan of, but it's only because of the consistency rule. You guys saw on the Flex account, there's no consistency on the funded. On the Pro account, there's no consistency on the eval, and there's 40% consistency on the funded. But with a direct account, that is not the same thing. Direct account, you can get instantly funded, no evaluation required. If you don't want to get an evaluation and you're good at making small amounts of money a day or large amounts of money a day, but the consistent amount, then you can go buy a direct account. They're a lot more expensive, but I can get you a pretty nice discount if you use code CHAMP. But you do have a 20% consistency rule, which kind of sucks, right? Not fun. 20% is not fun. That means you can't make more than 20% of your total profit in a day if you're getting a payout. Pretty terrible. But a lot of people ask me, like, Champ, how does the prop firms work? And it's basically like this. They're going to put you on an evaluation account on either of these Pro or Flexes. It's going to be sim money. And they're going to, the goal of the prop firms is obviously their way to make money is by people hitting their loss limits before, making money from fundeds. My advice to you, if you are wanting to, and this is not financial advice, this is humanly advice. If you treat this like gambling, it's not going to work. Can you pass an eval gambling? Yeah, you can. But what happens when you're funded? and you don't have a strategy, you don't have a system, you don't have an actual repetitive trading style that you know works over a long period of time, you're never going to get there. So what I would say is go over to my YouTube channel and go watch. You guys are here on YouTube. Go watch my YouTube video over my orb strategies. I have one here, and I have one here, and I have one here, and one here, and one here. It talks about exactly my entire system. Go watch my Master Trading Discipline video. It's 28 minutes of me telling you how to unfuck your mind from this trading game, how to make sure that you're gonna have the right mindset into every single trading day whenever you get on the charts or whatever you're on, right? Those are very, very important things. And this class has 284 views. Guys, this is one of the most underrated classes I've ever had in my life. I didn't show my face. I was really just like in a locked-in mood for my top floor students, which is my one-on-one mentorship students. And I decided to take this out the book and put it here on YouTube for free for all of y'all to go check out. So go watch that. Go get some value out of that and go check it out. Again, every question you can have about prop firms is also answered on my YouTube channel. You can go to the prop firm step-by-step guide. This is a 25-minute video of me showing you how to understand prop firms and how it works. All of it. It tells you exactly what to do here. The only thing that's stopping you from learning this is you. You spending 25 minutes of your day, of your week, an hour of your week watching my videos and learning. I don't benefit off the videos, guys. Like, look, like, you think I get paid? Come on, 261 views, 284 views. I don't get paid. I don't make any money off of y'all watching my YouTube videos. It's completely free. Completely free. So I highly suggest you go watch them, learn from them, go check it out. Again, if you have any questions, you can go on the Discord. It's free. My Discord's also free if you want to join the free version. And you can get all the answers there. You just got to go ask me questions. If you guys go to my actual Discord, if we could take a look at my Discord here on my screen, you can see that I have so much free education in this Discord. Look at all this. Prop firms, funded accounts, trade breakdowns, flow education, inverse orb model, beginner basics, risk management, master trading discipline, W orb entry model. All of these are exactly in trade breakdowns. Who's just giving you trade breakdowns every day without even putting them on YouTube for me to benefit? It's just literally videos of me breaking down trades for 6 to 7 minutes at a time. No beneficial, I don't get anything out of it. It's strictly for you guys. So use this to your advantage to be able to understand how this market works and my system, my strategy behind every single trading day. It's very, very important. All right, that's going to be it for me, guys. We're about 30 minutes in. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day and a great week. I'm going to be live tomorrow morning right here. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. 9 a.m. Eastern, I'm going to be live right here on YouTube for completely free, going over my updated levels, my updated watches, and my entire game plan for tomorrow's trading day and the rest of the week. Quick news, I will not be here on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of this week. Wednesday is my anniversary. Thursday is my daughter's first birthday. And Friday, all those days actually, we're going to be in Disney for my daughter's first birthday. So I will not be here Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. There's a small chance I might be here Wednesday morning, in and out. But Thursday and Friday, I'm definitely off this week. I will not be here. But we will have all of our traders in High Roller actually live trading for our VIP members as well. So if you're in VIP, we're going to be live trading for High Roller as well. Don't stress about it. Go check it out. Y'all have a good rest of y'all's day. Thank y'all for joining the free live stream, and I will see all of you beautiful people tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern sharp. I'll see you all there. Y'all have a good day.